concentration for just 4 minutes. Fellow citizen, please lend me your ears and concentration for just 4 minutes. Now, for several years now, I've had the privilege and blessing of traveling, working with professionals and educating students across the world. UK, China, Singapore, Malaysia, South Africa, Greece, and counting. However, ever so often, I engage in soul-searching thoughts on Africa, Nigeria, our homeland, and the black race in general. You see, I can't seem to work out why, despite abundant human and natural resources and exemplary achievements of Nigerian professionals abroad, our nation remains backward in all indices of human progress. Look, recently, a 1988 statement by William Botha of the apartheid South Africa challenged me to tears. Now, he said, black people cannot rule themselves because they don't have the brain and mental capacity to govern a society. You give them guns, they will kill themselves. Give them power, they will loot the treasury. Give them independence and democracy, they will use it to promote tribalism, ethnicity, bigotry, hatred, killings, and wars. Now, fellow citizen, let me challenge you. Have you, your leaders or government, proved this racist South African wrong since the statement in 1988? Think about that. You see, we are the only race that is ready and willing to sacrifice meritocracy, national development and progress, to favor protection of tribal and religious loyalty, despite the recycling consequences before us since independence. Take a look at the literacy rate of Nigeria. At 62% national average for adults in general, and 65.1% for young adults of 15 to 24. One expects informed national decisions with positive national impacts on, for example, the quality of the elected national leaders. Not really in our case. We are not moved by the economic and security realities and human suffering in our nation. We are not moved by the quality of our leaders or how and why the black man is being ridiculed worldwide, providing our tribe, political party, or religion controls political power. That's shameful. Even our highly educated professionals and media outlets, North and South, keep a blind eye to the realities of the Nigerian state for tribal, religious, and personal enrichment considerations. Yet, we wonder why our nation remains the poverty capital of the world. Yet, we wonder why the black race is increasingly undervalued and humiliated across the world. Who did this to us? Who did this to us? Do you ever ask this question? COVID-19 has exposed the state of our nation and the cumulative impact of the quality of our leadership over several years. Our leaders are repeating the errors of 500 years ago, when our kings and military aristocrats sold our people into slavery for mirrors and gunpowder. They failed to realize that by that decision, they had confined future generations into perpetual slavery, exploitation, and abuse. Today, Foreign powers are acquiring hectares of land outright across Nigeria and Africa for the next phase of our slavery or colonization. Once more, our leaders are mortgaging the future, freedom, existence, survival, and progress of generations for short-term, worthless, stage-managed red carpet receptions, handshakes, cheap collateral loans, travel visas, and personal gains. These colonizing countries are not to blame for taking decisions in their own national interest. The question is, are our leaders making decisions in our own national interest? I put this to you as a matter of urgency. We must identify, develop, and embrace a new breed of competent and patriotic leaders who desire to see our nation and Africa free, help Africans develop confidence in themselves, their future, their culture, their food, dress codes, and the way they walk and talk, and to take full control of their natural resources and national borders. Please join me to awake the conscience of Nigerians and Africans in general before too late. Share this video as a duty to your race, your country, and your continent. Our lives, our future, our survival depend on our collective actions today. This video is not about me. It is about us and our future. I'm playing my part. I hope you play yours. Thank you and God bless.
Okay. Ẹ má bínú. Wọ́n ní ẹkulé làákàrálé, ẹ̀rìwá ní àkèrò ọ̀nà. in the studio. We are hearing the echo here. Let's stop audio. We are hearing the echo, the playback here. Tí kò yẹ kí a gbọ́ lọ́dọ̀ wa ń bí ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú. We're trying to reset the audio. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nílé. Alẹ́ rò pé gbogbo ẹ̀ ń lọ déédéé lọ́dọ̀ tí ń bẹ̀. Ok, mo ní ẹkú ilé là kí ara lé ẹ̀rì wá báyìí ní àkérò ọ̀nà ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nílé akínyìn wípé ẹ kú ojú ìwòran lónìí ojú tí ẹ fi ń wò wá ò ní fọ́ etí tí ẹ fi ń gbọ́ wá kò ní di yáwá Felicia Oleka Babayemi only welcome on board Baba Ìjìnlẹ̀ Marcus. God crown your efforts in Jesus' name. Omotayo Ajibola only let us get our nation and see what is going to happen. We will manage our country. Ìjìnlẹ̀ Ifẹ̀ wọ́n ní ẹ̀kọ́ ètò olóòtú ìyẹn bàbá wa Emmanuel Gerard láti orílẹ̀-èdè Spain. Wọ́n ní ẹ̀kọ́ ètò olóòtú yẹ́wọ̀n Balẹ̀rọ̀ tó sìn wọ́n ní ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò sà wọ́n ní no sound sà mo lérò pé sound náà ti padà sí ọ̀dọ̀ yín ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. Mo lérò pé fọ́nrán tí a nà sí ojú agbágbé lónìí wípé ẹ̀yin gbọ́ dáadáa ẹ sì fi ara balẹ̀ ẹ fi wò ó ẹ ṣé gan ni a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Èmi ọmọ yín àbúrò yín olólùfẹ́ yín ọ̀rẹ́ yín Ìjìnlẹ̀ Marcus lórí Facebook Ògúnjìmí Marcus lójú ayé àpèrègbà gbogbo ilẹ̀ Turkey láàrin àwọn olólùfẹ́ mi Gurumaraji adẹ́rìn pòṣónú lágbo àwọn òṣèré àti Mr Sport lágbo àwọn eléré ìdárayá àti gbogbo yín. Sulaiman Yusuf wọ́n ní ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí ẹ ṣeun. Ok wọ́n ní the sound is okay now Ìjìnlẹ̀ FM ẹjọ́ admin ẹ bá wa pin nọ́mbà wa sí ojú àgbàgbé. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ọdún lọ sópin kò ní dìwà mẹ́rù lọ táyà tọmọ tẹ̀bí tara tùjúlùmọ̀ ìyá wa Balẹ̀rọ̀ tó sì wọ́n ní yes sir I can hear you now ẹ ṣé gan ni. God bless you, God bless Oduduwa nation, God bless Oduduwa nation, God bless Biafra. Kizeduzia from America, thank you so much. We can see your writing on the screen. God bless you. We are going to contact you after this program tonight. God bless you so much. We really appreciate your message, and God will continue to bless your family. Thank you so much. Yes, that's our platform on Facebook, on social media in general, in total. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow us on. Don't forget to follow us on our Twitter account. Twitter. I'm coming. There's something. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nílé mo lérò pé ẹ̀rí fọ́nrán tí a nà sí ojú agbágbé and sorry. Èèyàn wa ẹ má bínú ó ní àwọn kankan tí mo fẹ́ gbé jáde lórí agbágbé which I want you and I to enjoy tonight. Yeah, the northern region, we are sick and tired of restructuring Nigeria. We are no longer interested in that because that is what you people are agitating for now. Because you know that we are on the verge of breaking Nigeria, pulling Nigeria down, disintegrate Nigeria, destroy the country, and have our own nation. So We are not interested in your jibby jabba. We are not interested in your crying out and shouting loud that Nigeria needs to be restructured. We are sick and tired of that. If you know Ango Abdullahi, tell him the southern part of the country are no longer interested in restructuring Nigeria because we are done already. We are done already. I was fortunate to meet a Hausa guy today. He's from Borno State, one of the minority tribes in Borno State. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀kùn wípé no going back on Nigeria division, wípé Nigeria want to ban Nigeria jà. Nobody can restructure the country. Nobody can refurbish the country. Nobody can resurrect the country anymore because it has gone beyond the level of imagination. So here we are tonight. The northern region are now clamoring for restructuring Nigeria. Okay, let me show it to you before we venture into tonight's program proper, because we are not going to make so much noise tonight, but we just want to diligently analyze what is going on in the country and what we should be expecting in 2020. Yeah, this is it. The Nigerian presidential system totally useless. Northern region now ready for restructuring. Ango Abdullahi says, but we are sick and tired of that. So we are no longer interested in it. Idorayen Etuk commented, he said, restructuring to give subnational units full autonomy over the local affairs and national government autonomy over issues of national relevance is what I believe is acceptable across regional, religious, and ethnic divide. What we all need is freedom to development according to our understanding. We don't even need that anymore. The Yoruba people are sick and tired of Nigeria, so we want to go. We want to move out of Nigeria. The Biafrans are sick and tired of Nigeria, so they want to go and they want to move out of Nigeria. We want that name called Nigeria, the country called Nigeria, to be a forgotten nation, to be just like a defunct USSR. As it happened in USSR in 1991, so shall it be in Nigeria now. Now, okay, the answers, BJK says, must the Northern dictate to us when we must restructure? Haven't we be clamoring and making move for restructuring all this while? How could it be now that you are talking of your own readiness? We too know they're ready again, useless set of people. That is it. We are no longer interested in restructuring Nigeria, but what we are particular about is to disintegrate the country. Let every tribe, if you know you are strong enough to stand on your own, come out and call for your own nation. Let's divide Nigeria into pieces. Let the southern part of the country go their own way, and let the southern part of the country be divided on the southeast into the southeast and southwest. So I don't know about the south, how maybe they want to have their own nation or they're not ready for their own nation. But the southeast and southwest, freedom is paramount. So we don't want to have anything to do with the northern part of the country anymore. Whether you are clamoring, you want the restructuring to come by January 1st or within the year 2021 or anytime soon. We are no longer interested. So let's listen to this. So you can be pained to voice out now, right? But you weren't pained when you wanted to instigate another war recently with your useless accusation against the Igbos. Until the North relinquish their thinking of ruling always, we will keep heading where we ought not to. That is so. Nigeria is going to be a forgotten nation soon. They know that. They know that we are going. Because if you listen to what Yerima Shetima said a couple of days back, when he said that we know we are going, we know Nigeria is going to be divided, but we are going to show you who or what we are made of and why the rest of the world are afraid of us. So, in that case, in that respect, they know we're going. So, no going back on disintegration of Nigeria. We're not praying for war, but in case the northern parts of the country are ready for war, in which they've started already. Look at what happened at Xxxlx a few days ago, when the Nigerian custom intentionally killed a warehouse holder, a rice seller in Xxxlx. Intentionally, they killed him. And look at what was about to happen at Abeokuta. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? But I am so happy the Yorubas really showed them what they were made of. When you come to that's exactly what we want in Yoruba land. That's exactly what we want in Nigeria. In order for the Northerners to know that we are a unique set of people and we are ready to take our land by fire, by force, whether they like it or not. We are no longer interested in that country, that stupid country. Yeah. We are no longer interested in the country. Now, let's go back to the topic of the day. And let's start from here. Gbogbo wa la mọ̀ pé Nigeria is a liberal state where everybody is entitled to his opinion, where we have freedom of speech, where the freedom of speech is supposed to be reigning, the freedom of religion, the self-determination is allowed, and all that, because we know that on paper we practice democracy in Nigeria, but in practical, we practice democracy. We are practicing a federal system of government, unitary system of government in disguise under a federal system of government. We pay rule of law. Rule of law is a thing of the past in Nigeria. I was fortunate to stumble on a particular video. See, Yawade Anagunbiade Ariowo Yimbe, wọ́n ní ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí o gbogbo ilé. Olóòtú ẹ káàbọ̀ padà sí orí ètò ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀ ìyá wa. Àdúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ yín. Màá fi fídíò yẹn màá fi sí ojú agbágbé fún yín lónìí so that everybody can see what is going on in that country. There are some things that happen in that country. Unthinkable. Nigeria is a country where unthinkable can happen. Nothing that you could never even imagine. You don't think that something that you could never imagine we probably share in this world. Share in Nigeria. Our freedom of religion, reign in Nigeria. But if you look at what is going on in that country, there is nothing like freedom of everything. But there is something that is certain in Nigeria. That is equality before the law among the equal. Equality before the law among the equal. That's exactly what is going on in Nigeria, where the riches are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. You can only get that in Nigeria. Number 7 oil-producing nation in the world, and that particular country is a country that is known as the poverty capital. The poverty capital, where the poverty is the order of the day. So you can imagine. So Nigeria is a country. There is no single state in that country Tico need at least one mineral resources. Let me even try to search for it. Let me try to search for it. Nigeria states. And the resources, mineral resources. Ẹ má bínú pé ọ̀rọ̀ mi slow lálẹ́ yìí. It has to be like that because sometimes you need to be analytical. in whatever you're doing, you need to be analytical. Once you always la gbọ́dọ̀ máa wà aggressive. Because téèyàn bá bímọ, èèyàn bímọ méjì, the way you can talk to Taiwo might be different. I mean, ó lè yàtọ̀, ó gbọ́dọ̀ yàtọ̀ sí the way tí Taiwo ṣe lè gbé ọ̀rọ̀ might be different from the way tí Kẹ́hìndé tó fi lè gbé ọ̀rọ̀. Ó lè máa bá Taiwo sọ̀rọ̀ kó máa fi ẹnu bá sọ̀rọ̀ kó gbọ́ kó yẹ pé Kẹ́hìndé ẹgbàá ló máa fi bá sọ̀rọ̀. So there are some set of people tí yẹ pé if you don't go down and analyze things to them, wọn ò ní gbọ́ nǹkan tẹ́yìn sọ. But when you take your time to sit them down and let them say things from your own side, from your own part, that is why tí wọ́n ṣe rí àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn kan gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹlẹ́sìn alákatakítí kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n torí pé àwọn kan believe pé wọ́n máa ń fipá múyàn láti ṣe ẹ̀sìn wọn ni. So I'm not trying to crucify any religion here because I don't want to be religious rather. So mi ò kàn ṣe pé bí àwọn tako ẹ̀sìn kan, but we just need to sometimes I'm our aggressive, sometimes I'm our diplomatic in whatever we're doing, but let people know that what we are fighting for has a reason, at least a reason. And one of the major reasons is to have our freedom, to enjoy the dividend of democracy. Let me see if I can get it. If I can get the list. I think I have the list on my Biamoleri, I want states, and let me go back. Okay, natural resources. Emma Benu. Okay, now let's share the video before we go proper into our discussion tonight. Okay, this is it. Let me zoom it a bit. Let me zoom it in. Now, this table shows a list of natural resources found in Nigeria and 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory. How many natural resources do we have in Abuja? That is to tell you, the bad governors, the bad management, and all that on loan for Nigeria, they position. Look at the Ajaokuta steel industry in the world. I mean, in Kogi State. I think it's the best, if I'm not mistaken, in the world, and I think it's the biggest. Now look at the bitumen that we have in Ondo State, second largest after Canada. Now look at what our government, the way our government are handling this thing. Now if you go to Igbokodana, where there is a glass industry, a low state of that company. Go to Ondo, you see Nirowe, where you are moving towards Akure Ondo Expressway. Tebati koja ṣé Ìtàlá ni wọ́n pè ní oríta Ilẹ̀ Olújì. Just be moving, pressing towards Akure, towards Owena. By the left there, you see a thick forest here. The last time I went to Nigeria, you see a thick forest. Out the thick forest now. When Agagu was coming to power in 2003, I think so, yeah. 2003, yeah. He said within 6 months, he's going to resurrect. He said he was going to resurrect Nirowe. Nirowe Wambe, I think Agagu spent 6 years. So these people don't have anything for us. They are going there, all of them are going there for their personal interest. Both the Yoruba leaders, the Hausa leaders, and the Northern leaders. And this is one of the major reasons that we've been clamoring for our own country. Let us move out of that country so that we can manage and maintain our own resources, so that we can take care of our people, so that we can do the best for them, so that we can restructure our land, so that we can rebuild our land. We can destroy the foundation and the structure and lay down another foundation with solid structure, so that all the pace setter be in Africa. and across the world. We have all it takes. As I always say, we have one of the best brain countries in the world. The best brain, the best human being that are living now. We have them. We produce them, the scientists, the doctors, the engineers, the politicians and all that. I'm not talking about Nigerian politicians because 99.9999% of Nigerian politicians are corrupt. So we're not talking about them, but we're talking about the politicians that are making waves, that are setting pace across the world, in UK, in Canada, in America, and some politicians that are not in power today, but that are doing perfectly well wherever you see them. When we're talking about politicians, kò ń ṣe àwọn tó wà nípò nìkan lèmi ń sọ pé ìjọba, but nínú organization tó wà, àwọn tó yẹ pé èèyàn lè fọwọ́ sọ̀yà pé no. So we are going to bring them up. We're not talking about names here, but we're talking about the quality. Some people are down the stream, they are down the ladder, but if you look at their qualities, in fact, they compare with the best brain in Nigeria, the best brain. So that is the reason we need our country, so that we can stand on our own. The little resources we have now, let us use it. Let's build the resources that we need. Let's gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ jáde so that pace tá set ní early 50s to early 60s. And let's start from there. Let's lay down another foundation, a solid, good, and uncorruptible foundation. Now, the foundation that is not corrupt, the foundation that is going to be based on truth, nothing but the truth. The fear, where the masses, the citizens will be the bosses, but not the leaders. Where the leaders will be the servants. The leaders that are ready to serve their people. But we cannot achieve this with Nigeria, with the structure Nigeria are based on. So we cannot achieve it. Take it or not. We are leaving that country very, very soon. Nigeria must be disintegrated. Nigeria must be pulled down. Nigeria must be forgotten. Nigeria must become a forgotten nation like defunct USSR. One day, Nigeria shall be addressed as defunct Nigeria. That is it. Now let's start with Abuja. These are the resources they have in Abuja. The resources in Abuja alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now what are they doing with these resources? They focus their attention on oil. They focus their attention on owó tí ó yẹ kó ná fún àwọn aráàlú kó fi ṣe àwọn ọ̀nà, àwọn social amenities kó fi provide fáwọn èèyàn. That is what our politicians live on. Okay, if we would say, okay, within these 5 years, we are going to give you little, but we want to build our nation. We want to make use of we want to make use of the resources that we have to build our nation. We want to build the resources. We want to bring them up. Yes, Nigeria is a country with good plans. They have good plans, but they don't have good maintenance. Emari wants somebody, I want to make a Lagos State, the mega city. Yes, Lagos State is going to become a mega city. Everybody, I better see paro. Hey, I better see praise the best governor that ever ruled in Lagos State. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ṣé ẹ lè place mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rojú mi ni o, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ rojú mi, engineer, so that wọ́n á lè máa wò. Yes, place it there. Now, ṣé ẹ lè place Lagos sí ẹgbẹ́ any small village or town in Europe? Because the last time I went to Lagos, the last time I went to Nigeria, and I saw the state of the city. In fact, within myself, I was ashamed. Wípé mo wà ní Nigeria, but I'm always happy and I'm always proud láti wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, because I know that this is not where we are meant to be. kò ń ṣe ibi tó yẹ kí Yorùbá wà ní Yorùbá wà yìí. So now these are the resources tí wọ́n ní l'Abuja o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa wò ó. Even Abuja méjì ló tiẹ̀ wà níbẹ̀ tí wọ́n kọ síbẹ̀. But let's look at the first one. Abuja has gold, lead, stroke zinc. They have limestone. They have oil and gas and salt. I don't know, maybe this one is true. The oil and gas. I don't know, maybe it is true or not. But that is what the index says. Then another Abuja here. They said they have casterites. They have clay. They have dolomite. They have gold. They have lead, stroke zinc. They have marble and tantalite. Now look at it. Eléyìí gan àwọn country kó wà tí pé tí wọ́n bá nírú eléyìí inú wọn máa dùn ni pé at least we have something. Adeleke Kazeem wọ́n ní well done sir, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ìlú Odùduwà yóò gbé wá àmín. Adeleke Kania wọ́n ní welcome on tonight's program. Thank you. Kole Akishiku wọ́n ní you are always saying the truth, good job. Alabi Idowu, please, if you are the one pressing the angry face, desist from pressing in place. We are begging you in the name of whatever you are serving. Alabi Idowu, wọ́n ní welcome back sir, ẹ kú ètò Oòduà gbé wá àmín. Abiodun Abe wọ́n ní ẹ kú ètò ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀. Now let's go to Adamawa State. Bentonite, gypsum, kaolin and marble. That is in Adamawa State. 1, 2, 3, 4 mineral resources. Now Akwa Ibom, they have clay, they have lead and zinc, they have lignite, they have limestone, they have oil and gas, they have salt and uranium, they have clay, they have glass sand, gypsum, iron ore, lead, stroke zinc, lignite, limestone. Now Anambra State, Akwa Ibom have clay, lead, zinc, lignite, limestone, oil and gas, salt and uranium. But in Anambra State, they have clay, they have glass sand, they have gypsum, iron ore, lead, zinc, lignite, limestone, phosphate, and salt, oil and gas. And let's go to Bauchi. Bauchi State, they have gold, they have casterite, tin oil, they have columbite, they have gypsum, they have wolfram, they have coal, they have limestone, lignite, iron ore, and clay. Then let's go to Bayelsa. Bayelsa have clay, they have gypsum, they have lead and zinc, they have lignite, they have limestone, manganese, oil and gas, and uranium in Bayelsa State. Now number 8, Benue State. Benue State has barite, clay, coal, gemstone, gypsum, iron ore, lead, zinc, limestone, marble, and salt. Borno State have bentonite, clay, diatomite, gypsum, hydrocarbon, kaolin, and limestone. Delta have clay, glass sand, gypsum, iron ore, kaolin, lignite, marble, and oil and gas. Ebonyi State have gold, lead, zinc, and salt. Edo State has bitumen, clay dolomite, phosphate, glass sand, gold, gypsum, iron ore, lignite, limestone, marble, and oil and gas. Ekiti have feldspar, granite, kaolin, syenite, and tertium. And don't also forget they have precious stones, which was not mentioned on this list. Enugu State has coal, lead, zinc, and limestone. Gombe State, country to need the least mineral resources is Gombe State. Sorry, the second from the bottom, because Gawa has one one mineral resources. Now Gombe has gemstone and gypsum. Imo, gypsum, lead, zinc, lignite, limestone, marcasite, oil and gas, phosphate, and salt. Cross River, they have barite, lead, zinc, lignite, limestone, manganese, oil, gas, salt, and uranium. Jigawa has only one mineral resources, which is butals. Kaduna State, amethyst, aquamarine, asbestos, clay, fluorspar, gemstone, gold, graphite, kaolin, granite, mica, rock crystal, ruby, sapphire, selenite, supertenite, tantalum, topaz, and tourmaline. Kano State have gasterite, copper, gemstone, glass sand, lead, zinc, pyrocene, and tantalite. Katsina State has kaolin, marble, and salt. Kebbi also has only one mineral resource, which is gold. Kogi State, they have coal, dolomite, feldspar, gypsum, iron ore, marble, mica, and tantalite. Lagos State, they have bitumen, clay, and glass sand, oil, and gas. Nasarawa State, they have amethyst, topaz, garnet. They have baritex, barite, cassiterite. They have chalcopyrite. They have clay. They have columbite, coking coal, dolomite, marble, feldspar, and yalema. Nasarawa State, yes, they have iron ore, they have limestone, they have mica, they have salt, sapphire, talc, tantalite, tourmaline, quartz, and xenon. Niger State, they have gold, lead, zinc, and talc. Ogun State has bitumen, clay, feldspar, gemstone, kaolin, limestone, and phosphate. Ondo State, bitumen, clay, coal, dimension stones, feldspar, gemstone, glass sand, granite, gypsum, kaolin, limestone, and oil and gas. Now, and all. Now look at what we have in that country. Ẹ jọ̀wọ́, kí ni àwọn ìjọba wa ń ṣe láti make sure wípé wọ́n mú kíní yìí wọ́n mú lò àbí wọ́n ń ṣe nǹkan tó gbádùn fún àwọn aráàlú lórí nǹkan tí a ní? Nothing. Now this is the reason tí a ṣe sọ wípé now looking at all this, it is high time we say goodbye to Nigeria. Bye bye, not even good night. This is a high time we said bye bye to Nigeria. You and I, now, ẹ jẹ́ kí a bira wa léèrè, ǹjẹ́ ṣé ó yẹ kí a sì máa pera wa ní ìkan ṣoṣo wípé ara Nàìjíríà ni wá? Àbí lásìkò tá a wà yìí, ó yẹ kí a sọ wípé kí ọlọ́mú kó dá ọmú ìyẹ́ ẹ̀ gbé? I think the second question deserves to be given a good answer, which is yes, let's say bye-bye to Nigeria. Because with what we have in that country, Nigeria is the only country to pay Mori, see only few people, just minority. Some are saying àwọn làwọn ní ilẹ̀ majority. What is our population? The population of the Fulanis, less than 7 million. We know how many millions the Igbos are. We know how many millions the Yorubas are. We know how many millions the Hausas are. We know how many millions the Middle Belt are. We are less concerned about the other tribes anyway, but we're particular about the Yoruba nation. As long as Tabashin talk pẹ̀lú àwọn people here, we will be going nowhere. So the only solution to our problem is to say, come 2021, whether Nigeria like it or not, whether Nigeria likes it or not, whether the Hausa likes it or not, Nigeria must be disintegrated, and let's work towards it. How many days do we have to think now? We have, today is 29 here. Today is 29 because this is 27 minutes at the downside of 12 a.m. here in Turkey. Therefore, tomorrow being 31st, the day after tomorrow, tomorrow being 38th, the day after tomorrow being 31st. So we have only 2 days to sit down and think about the decision we think is good for us. And that decision anyway is Nigeria must be destroyed. Nigeria must be a forgotten nation come 2021. But think about, what do I have to offer? Think about, what do I want to do to free Nigeria in 2021? Are you still particular about, or you still have it in mind to approach the disintegration of Nigeria, or to approach this agitation the way you approach it in 2020? Or you want to take a new good step? You want to forget about the lackadaisical attitude see Egbewo in 2020 towards the freedom of Oduduwa nation. You want to tell people and the rest of the world, you want them to know that yes, come 2021, I want to stand on my feet and I want to do everything possible to liberate my people from this bondage, to disintegrate Nigeria. Either you are from Biafra nation or you are from Yoruba nation or Oduduwa nation. Are you planning to take a new good step 2021 towards the liberation of Oduduwa and Biafra nation, to pull the southern part of Nigeria out of Nigeria? The decision is yours, but you have only 2 or 3 days, because in some parts of the world, they have 3 days. You see, after some parts of the world, they are still, today's date is still 28th there. So wherever you are today, if you are still in 28th of December, then you have 3 days to make a plan, to take a decision, to make a decision to take it. But we need to sanction a particular and concrete decision come January 1st, 2021. Don't wait for anybody to come and fight for you before you fight for your nation. Don't wait for any powerful man to take a step before you take a step. Don't wait for any strong man to take a powerful move before you take your own move. You can make yourself an hero. You can wake up the giant, the sleeping giant in you, as I always say, because every individual has a giant in them. So it now depends on the position of the giant, or where you place the giant that is in you. Your stature has nothing to do with your giant. It has nothing to do with how great you are going to become. So if you believe you don't have the power, if you believe you don't have the power, then the giant in you will continue to believe in that statement. But wake up the giants now and take that bold step. Create name and make name for yourself. Set pace. Let's move toward the freedom of Oduduwa nation. Let's work towards the disintegration of Nigeria nation. And now is the time. But if you are yet to make that decision, the ball is still in your court. You have 2 or 3 days to make that decision. And don't allow anybody to make your decision for you. Yes, only all hands are on deck. All hands on deck in 2021 to end location 419. Our leaders have succeeded in polluting the name of the country. They have succeeded in tarnishing the image of the country. They have succeeded in destroying the country and the future of that country called Nigeria. And until we join hands together to destroy the country now, to break it down, to destroy it, to demolish the country, pull it down, we can never, ever rebuild the name of the country anymore. Not even now, not even tomorrow, not even ever. So it's better when new nations come out of Nigeria and make their own name, build it the way they want it to be, either the way the foundation of Nigeria was laid or made, or they want to make a new structure, lay a new good foundation, and build a solid foundation on it. So the decision is now, will not be left for those, to those region or the countries, be Yoruba nation, be you Biafra nation. But as long as we still remain in Nigeria, orúkọ yẹn ṣì máa bàjẹ́ lọ ni, because your passport has no value. The name of the country is useless anywhere across the world. Wherever you go across the world, and if anybody asks you where you're from, I'm in Nigeria, they just look at you as if you're a fraudster. They look at you as if you are not an entity, that you are good for nothing. So why are you still sticking with with such a country? But as far as I'm concerned, I am sick and tired of that country. I am sick and tired of being called a Nigerian, because I'm always ashamed of the country. I'm always ashamed of our system in the country. I'm always ashamed of our leaders. I'm even ashamed of some of our youths because of the way and manner at which they behave. But I think, to me, to some extent, it's not the fault of the youth, because they know that nothing is working in the country and they need to make the ends meet. That is why